So to understand the importance of hard mast, which is not only like beech nuts or acorns, but also the seeds of stone pines like Pinus sembra. You have to start by understanding that seeds, mast, are high in fat content, high in energy content because of that. And fat is important to bears because it's, of all the nutrients, probably the most easily converted to body fat. And as probably everybody knows, getting fat, at least for a bear, is absolutely vital to not only surviving but also to reproducing. So you eat fat-rich food, you more efficiently gain body fat, and you survive the winters better. You have more cubs, and the cubs fare better the next year. So it starts by understanding the importance of fat in the diet of bears. There's another aspect of hard mast, and it's maybe not so much the case in Italy for the brown bears, but thinking about stone pines, the trees that grow at very high elevations or in cold environments. Often they grow in areas that are remote from where most people are active. And that's critically important because virtually worldwide, just about all the bears that die, at least once they get past the age of being a cub or a yearling, they die because a human kills them. So it's important to be eating foods that keep them away from people. And oftentimes these fat-rich foods like pine seeds, specifically pine seeds, will draw bears into places that are safe from humans, and because of that, they do a better job of surviving. So that's not always the case with hard mast, but that's another factor that comes into play. Um, so the way I find pine seeds is largely a result of me having followed grizzly bears around for years and years, and intuited how it is they probably find pine seeds. So here we're talking about a stone pine in Yellowstone, which is where I spent most of my career studying bears. It's high elevations. So first of all, you have to be up where there's stone pines, so up at a high elevation. And you need mixed species overstories. So it can't be a pure white bark pine forest. You can't have too few white bark pine. And that's because it turns out that red squirrels are a critically important link between stone pine seeds and the bears themselves. At least grizzly bears can't climb trees, not to speak of. So they can't get to those cones that are up in the tops of the trees. So what the squirrels do for the bears, unwillingly, not consciously obviously, is they harvest cones, bring them down to the ground, and concentrate them in these caches, these hoards of cones with seeds still intact. And the squirrels, of course, are gathering from themselves. But then a bear just has to seek out and find those caches, which happen to be where the squirrels are most abundant, which happens to be in these species with diverse overstories. And the best way to find a red squirrel, which is the kind we have here, which is territorial, is to listen for its chatter. So you're walking through the woods, you're at the right elevation, you have a sense, intuitive sense where these caches are, and then you listen for an outraged squirrel, a chattering squirrel defending its territory. And typically they'll be right over where their cache is. And so you go to that tree, and usually under that tree is a spongy mass of remains of previous caches of cones. And as often as not, that's where you'll find white bark pine seeds, or the white bark pine cones. And if you're following bears around, as often as not, you'll find evidence that the bear was there before you and dug it up.